Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Royal Australian here. I'd like to give you guys a huge announcement. And the huge announcement is that I will remain a police applicant and will never be able to join the police unless I get my justice. This is a video about the vague principles of, case basis, if you will, that SAPOL applies when assessing its individuals for employment or its applicants for employment. I guess I should introduce myself. Either way, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nicholas Devine, or the Royal Australian. I recently applied to join the South Australia Police, SAPOL, and was rejected on so-called medical grounds. What medical grounds, SAPOL? But here's the thing. I'm a healthy adult. I pass every basic requirement. The only thing different about me is I'm autistic. I lodged an application on April 8, 2025, and it was rejected on April 29th, 2025, 2 days after my birthday. SAPOL never gave me a fair chance to respond. No one asked about my capacity. No one offered reasonable adjustments. They just stamped me up because of a diagnosis, not my ability. SAPOL, I don't think you understand how powerful autistic people are. I am twice as productive as a normal man behind those screens. I'm twice as productive as a police officer on duty. I am a warrior at heart, and I can actually take on somewhere in the ballpark of maybe 4 men and come out severely injured, but still alive, with all of them defeated. So, when I asked for a real reason, I had to file a Freedom of Information request, which basically means you bribe the government into giving you information that you have entitled rights to access. Good thing that wasn't the case with me, because they accepted my FOI request with a fee waiver, which, thank you very much. But still, it's bribing the government in order for them to give you information that you have entitled access to. However, when I asked for a real reason, I had to file a Freedom of Information request. I wanted to see why or what they said about me behind those closed doors. They found the documentation, but they refused to release it. Why? They claimed it was against public interest. Bullshit. I'm sorry, SAPOL, that's bullshit. They refused under Clause 19 and 16 of the Freedom of Information Act 1991. They don't want me, or anyone else, to see how they really assess candidates like me. Picture it like a dark secret. They'd rather protect their process than admit what they might be, that admit their... Hang on, let me rephrase that a bit. They'd rather protect their process than admit what they did might be discriminatory against individuals like me. Which is really scary. So now I've filed a formal complaint with the Equal Opportunity Commission of South Australia, the Australian Human Rights Commission, and the Office for the Public Integrity, which forwarded the complaint to the Internal Investigation Section of the South Australia Police. Because this isn't just about me. It's about transparency, fairness, and standing up for public institutions that think they're above the scrutiny and to think that they're above the law. If you believe that neurodivergent people deserve fair treatment, even in the police force, share this video. Tag someone in the media. And SAPOL, I'm not backing down. Not until the truth is out. Autism is not a barrier. Discrimination is. #justice. #SAPOL. Hashtag freedom of information. Hashtag disability rights. For this reason, for the discriminatory case, for the discrimination against me, I hereby find SAPOL guilty of the offence of Section 5 and 6 of the Disability Discrimination Act 1992. That's a Commonwealth law. Failure to make reasonable adjustments, which is Section 24 of the DDA. I'm just going to call it the DDA just for short. I also find you guilty of the offence of Section 85T of the Equal Opportunity Act 1984. Therefore, I request $220,000. You can respond to the comments before I take you to court. And that is a promise. Because next time I get paid, I have to pay for $175 to deliver a final notice case to Invest My Bit Proprietary Limited, because I am taking them to court for $150 million. They owe me $150 million, $100,000. $150 million, $100,026 to be precise, because I paid for a final notice. And that was $26, but to lodge it, it's $175 on top of that. So they pay my final notice, the court fee for the final notice, and they'll compensate me $150 million, $100,000 for these serious violations. And to protect, SAPOL from being hit with a large sum of money, the demand is only tiny, and I know you have cash on that premises. You can write me a check, that's fine. But I'm dead serious. Don't ever discriminate me again. You too, Australian Defence Force. Thank you.